Alright, so we're just about a week away from Neverness to Everness dropping, and the question on everybody's mind is, should you pull for Nanally day 1? Now, if you think she's cute and you like her kit and you like big numbers, the answer's easy. Pull for her. She's the first limited character. She's pretty strong. Easy peasy, see you in the next video. But if you want to hear my opinion, if you want some more details, we're going to take a look at her kit and we're going to talk about her teams a little bit, as well as we are finally going to discuss the Nanally giveaway that I'm going to be doing on day dot. So we'll get the giveaway out of the way real quick. If you're interested in winning a copy of Nanally, I'll pull on your account for you and you can win a copy. If you want to win, make sure you're subscribed. Drop a comment down below. I'm going to be live streaming here on YouTube as well as on Twitch day 1, and we'll be doing the giveaway on that day. So comment down below if you want a chance to win the giveaway, or come to the live stream and you'll be able to win there. If you want to get your pulls on day 1 though, you're gonna have to be there. Easy peasy. I'll do your pulls live on stream. We'll probably use your currency and then I'll pay for the rest, and you could get a copy of Nanally day 1. So like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll also be buzzing my head if we reach 1,000 subs during the release week, I guess. We're almost there, so that'll be cool. I'll be wearing a beanie all summer. But Nanally is a pretty cool character. She's cute. It is what it is. People are going to pull her because she's cute, but they're also going to be pulling her because she's pretty effective in the game. She does some pretty good damage, and she will definitely carry you through the early game, as well as being a part of one of the current endgame teams that have been speculated about. She could be pretty strong. Nanaly's an anima unit, so we're going to try to link up other elements that go well with anima in order to get the most out of her. Want to make sure as we get into the game's release that people are actually utilizing the Esper cycle to get the most out of their team, because if you're not, then you're really missing out, and I learned that the hard way for sure. She's a main DPS and she gets follow-up attacks from the underboss. Pretty cool. The best cycle rotations we're going to look for are probably the Hexed as well as Blossom, and then there's Charged as well, which helps you generate lots of energy. Her abilities are pretty basic. Her basic attack combo does anima damage. Her skill deals 5 instances of anima damage and a bit of an AoE. But the big deal here is the Itchy Dame's Authority, which is a buff that she gets for 12 seconds. It lets you run on walls and ceilings and stuff. That's really cool. Really cool utility in the open world. I'm not sure how long that's going to last in the game and what other characters are going to be introduced with a bunch of utility, but it is a major quality of life thing. The big deal here is that it increases Nanaly's crit damage by 30% during this 12-second window. So when you pop that, you're going to put out a lot of damage, and then you're able to utilize your ultimate, which deals a ton of anima damage to surrounding enemies, and it also summons the underboss to fight alongside her. This also does a little bit of an AoE pull effect, but while Nanaly's underboss is activated, it does coordinated attacks with both Nanally as well as her teammates that deals follow-up anima damage. Her first passive grants more laden blooms for when you use that elemental cycle. Then her second passive is Fair Duel, which does an extra follow-up attack to a single enemy, dealing anima damage. Whenever a character in your team deals an instance of Esper cycle damage while in the Itchy Dame's Authority state, so that can happen during that 12-second window, and it can trigger once every 2 seconds. Her life skill will be useful for the City Tycoon stuff. You could go through and read through this. Nothing game-changing there. I'm glad they changed the awakening window. We're not going to go into all the awakenings here. This isn't necessarily a guide, but if you're a beast whale, then just buy all of these, I guess. Next up, we got to talk about her teams. There's been a lot of theory crafting going on with team building and everything. It is going to be very interesting to see how the game develops once we get into release. I know in past games, characters were considered pretty weak and then they ended up being like meta-defining characters. But this is one of the core teams that we're kind of going off of here. I think that this one is good. It'll be good for clearing like a lot of mobs. It's not necessarily going to be a bossing team. The next team that I show off will be more of a bossing team, but this team has a core of 3 units. I would say Adler. Adler's pretty interchangeable here. If you hit Sakiri, she'll work. She does good at pulling enemies together. Bai Cheng is another unit that will work with the same element, but everybody should get a copy of Adler, so I think Adler will be super good. Adler is just a beast. I think he's going to work in a lot of teams. He provides sustain with his shields, he provides damage over time, and he's really easy to use. And then the second unit in the lineup is going to be Zero, the main character. Or you could put Chiz in here. Chiz is a little bit more difficult to use, and it'll take time to unlock her with the City Tycoon and everything. But these are these are pretty interchangeable and they'll both work. And then we've got Nanally. She's going to be the main DPS here and the star of the show in this team. These 3 units allow you to take advantage of Blossom with the main character and Nanally, and it allows you to take advantage of Hex with Adler and Nanally. Hex is really cool. It deals extra follow-up damage based on anima and incantation damage, as well as Blossom, which is going to trigger and it's going to spawn the little flowers that deal damage for you. So this will help put a lot of damage on the field and deal a lot of extra damage. I feel like the 4th slot here is pretty interchangeable. You could put a utility unit in the team. Like you could pop G1 in there for some utility healing and extra damage. Pop Haether in there. She could be a bit of a battery for your team. Or you could just put somebody in there that you want to run around and look at. So that's cool. I think that this team will be pretty good at clearing content early game as well as like into the mid and late game, but it's not going to be the core bossing team. Now, EUTOPIA, link in the description below, dropped a really good video on the best teams at launch, and this team looks insane after he explained how it all worked. Adler, Daffodil, Fadia, and Nanally. Apparently Fadia is a beast and will just keep your team alive forever once she's got a lot of investment into her. But this is looking like it's going to be the endgame bossing team. It's got a 4 cost as the leading unit, 2 standard banner 5 costs, which you could use your selector on one, but you're going to have to hit the other one way or another. And to get the most out of Fadia, you need multiple copies of her. And then Nanally, you chill on Nanally and do a lot of damage, but then you go through your rotation and it's insane. I highly recommend checking out EUTOPIA's video. Really solid video. And honestly, he explains much better than I'm going to here how this team works. In the future, I'll definitely do a video showcasing how to actually play the character in these teams. But today I'm only really talking about whether or not we should be pulling for Nanally and if she's your cup of tea or not. Overall, I think Nanally is like a pretty hit or miss unit. If you like her design, then go ahead, pull for her. Like nothing should stop you there. She's a decent unit and she's going to be dealing damage. Will she be outscaled in the future? Is she a good investment? You never really know in these games. What we do know is that characters usually get power crept, but if you like the character, that's what's really important. I think she's alright, so I'll probably be pulling for her. Let me know down in the comments below if you intend on pulling for Nanally, and that'll also give you the chance to enter for the giveaway. But thanks for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to NTE dropping in the next week or so. If you haven't already, go check out the podcast I did, the pre-release podcast, and I got a bunch of other Neverness videos for you to watch. Go do that. Subscribe for future content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.